Hey everyone, it's Ryan from Odds Pony, and today I'm going to explain how value betting works. Now, this betting tactic is a little bit hard to get your head around, but once you get your head around it, it's relatively simple. So today, for my example, I'm going to use the event as a coin toss. So obviously, in real life, we're going to have games, football matches, NFL matches, etc. But today, I'm going to be using a coin toss. So imagine if we had a bookmaker and they were offering $1.91 for heads and $1.91 for tails. We can actually work out the probability from that because odds is just another way of displaying probability. Now the way we do that is we just do 1 divided by the odds, and we'll do it for this one as well. Cool. So essentially, bookmaker A is saying that there's a 52.3% chance of heads happening and a 52.36% chance of tails happening. Now we know that's not right because if we add up the probability is over 100%, but the laws of probability say that all outcomes of an event must add up to 100. Now, this 4.71% is essentially the bookmakers sometimes it's referred to as the VIG, or other times it is the margin, and that's the money, that's the percentage they're going to take from this event because they have to make money to be profitable. So, yeah, so obviously these aren't fair odds essentially. So what we want to do is we want to calculate the fair odds of this event here. So what we do is we jump over to a Sharp bookmaker. Now Pinnacle, there's quite a few of them, but Pinnacle is sort of rated as the sharpest bookmaker in the world. And basically what this means is they've got the odds closest to the real probability of the outcomes of an event. Now they're not going to be 100% fair odds because Pinnacle does have to make some money. But it generally has the best odds. So we'll do the exact same thing here, and we'll work out the probability for Pinnacle. We'll do that one, put these ones into percentage, and we'll calculate the total probability. That plus that. Cool, so that one's coming out a little bit better, so 102.04%, but obviously that's still not adding up to 100%, so these aren't quite fair odds. So the way we calculate fair odds, it's pretty simple. We'll calculate the probability first, and then we'll calculate the odds. So for heads, all we're going to do is we're going to take this percentage here and divide it by this one here, and it's given us 50%, so that looks pretty much right. And we're going to do it the same for tails, so this one divided by this one here, and it's saying that there's a 50% chance of heads and a 50% chance of tails. So this is obviously the correct probability for this event, and if we add these ones up, we get 100%. So that is the fair probability. But how do we work out the fair odds of this one? So pretty simple again. It's just going to be 1 divided by this one here, and 1 divided by this one here. So we've calculated the fair odds, and the fair odds for this event is going to be $2 for heads and $2 for tails. And that one's pretty obvious with this this event here. There's going to be no VIG and no margin. So basically, when we see odds better than the ones displayed in fair odds, then we've got a value bet. So over here, this is just a made-up scenario, but bookmaker B is offering $2.10 for heads and $1.81 for tails. So as we can see, the odds for heads are better than $2. So this is a value bet. And the way we calculate the expected value is we take this one, we take it away from the fair odds, and it's 0.1, and we are going to divide that by the fair odds. So this is giving us 0.05, which is 5% expected value. So what does this actually mean? Well, basically, if we were to stake $1 on heads at $2.10, it is expected that we're going to get 5% of our bet back. So if we do this one here times the 5%, it's basically saying that we should, over a long, after many bets, we should get 5 cents for every single bet that we make. So I'm going to explain a little bit more about that. So I've just come up with some scenarios here, or some outcomes. So heads, tails, 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 heads, tails, and I've got the profit or loss for each outcome. So if it is heads, we are going to make $1.10, because if we put $1, we're going to get $2.10 back, but we have staked $1, so we get $1.10 back. But if tails wins, then we lose our stake, which is $1. So the brackets means negative here. And if we do this over a period of time, well, actually, let's count. I think there's 22 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, 21, 22. So there's 22 bets here. So it's expected that we make 5 cents every bet here. So if I go 22 multiplied by the 5 cents, it's expected that we're going to make $1.10 out of all of these ones here. So if I get the sum of these ones here, it comes out to $1.10. So obviously I have manipulated these outcomes here, so there's an equal number of heads and an equal number of tails. This could easily, like imagine if these two didn't exist here, we're actually down $1.10. But over time, especially when we know the fair odds is 50% and 50%, if there's thousands and thousands of these events, it's the laws of probability tell us that it's going to be more or less 50% one side and 50% the other side for this example here. So we can apply those same principles to actual sports betting. I'm not going to go through that in this video here, but that's the basics of value betting. I hope that made sense, and see you later.